In our panel to discuss this, Ohio Sheriff Richard Jones is with us today, and also Sheriff in Terrell County, Texas, retired Border Patrol agent Thaddeus Cleveland. Guys, welcome in. We have an issue, and apparently, drug traffickers know this. That was a huge bust, but at the end of the day, we're also thinking that the Senate may table impeachment articles tomorrow. There's a huge disconnect. I'll start with you, Sheriff Butler. What's happening? Why is there such a disconnect when Americans are in harm's way?
Listen, this administration wants them to come in for some reason. It's destroying our community. We're in Ohio. We border Canada, but it's only by water and by bridge. But we've lost 5,000 people with fentanyl poison, and the murders, the rapes, the homicides, the vehicular homicides. In my jail in Butler County, we're the 8th largest of 88, and we have had 1,000 illegals in my jail on state charges in the past 3 years, and the charges are off the hooks. And here in Ohio, we've had 5,000 people die of fentanyl poison in Ohio. In the county I'm from, 200 last year. And the counties around us, they go up into more than 500 and 600, a total of 5,000. Go ahead.
Sheriff Jones, you're in Butler County, so you're not on the border, and we're seeing that. And, we talked about the vulnerability if they don't bring these impeachment, articles that, Sherrod Brown in your state, could be tossed out as a result of this. I mean, people are sick of it, but still we have headlines like this, Thaddeus. AP News out with this headline: Mayorkas impeachment trial set to start in the Senate this week. It may be over before it starts. How does that infuriate you, not only as a sheriff, but as a former Border Patrol agent, when you know how the morale is right now under Mayorkas?
Hi, Bianca. Thanks for having me back. And for myself, I'm not putting a whole lot of thought into it or a whole lot of emotion, to be honest with you. We're going to continue to do what we have continued to do over the last 3 years. But every time we hear Mayorkas speak, he talks about that he inherited this problem. He talks about that this is a world migration pattern, and it couldn't be further from the truth. What we're experiencing, and as I've told you many times before, is a man-made event. It's the policies of this administration, or lack of policies, that's allowing people in. People know that they can come and enter freely in the United States, and this administration is allowing that.
I want to put up some of the pictures you shared with us. Your office, Border Patrol, picked up 11 illegal immigrants, a very remote area of Terrell County. So you're out there on the front lines, but everywhere is a front line now. And even Butler County in the heartland of America. Sheriff, what is it going to take to solve this issue, Sheriff Jones, outside of another election and a potential change of leadership there? Is there anything between now and November that you see as a hopeful bright spot?
I don't know. A helpful bright spot, there is none. It's not going to happen. If they enacted something right away, it wouldn't stop it. But what they need to do, anybody that's been a victim of this Mayorkas, they should sue him personally. He's not always going to work for the President of the United States. They've opened the floodgates of suing everybody that was there in the past. They should sue him personally. I get sued all the time. He hides under the cloak and the cover of the President of the United States. He won't always be there. Anybody that's been a victim of this dude, Mayorkas, orchestrating all this, allowing this to happen, you should, if there's lawyers out there listening, they should help the family members that have been affected by this and death and mayhem. They should sue him personally or the threat of lawsuit.
It's an interesting angle, and I'm sure folks would be, obviously sharing their painful situations. There's just way too many of them. At the end of the day, though, where we are is the own DOJ is fighting your state of Texas while Texas tries to put up razor wire to keep out people who want to do us harm. That's where we're at under this administration. Final 20 seconds to you, Thaddeus.
Just as you put, Bianca, this administration has spent more time and more resources fighting Governor Abbott and fighting Texas than actually fighting the cartels and fixing the situation on the border. But the sheriff's point, look, how we can start solving this is by every sheriff in the country coming together and holding those criminal aliens as long as we can, working with ICE, working with Border Patrol to get immigration detainers, and then make sure we turn them over to the proper authorities. That's the way we're going to be able to get through this.
Well, we're fortunate to have very strong sheriffs like both of you on the front lines and with the Americans' interest in your hearts and in your mission. I thank you both. Sheriff Richard Jones, Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, always great to see you, and come back real soon, gentlemen.
Thank you. God bless.